What's good, YouTube? We are back in another video, and today we're going to be talking about the Memphis Grizzlies and the Orlando Magic throwing down the first shots of the NBA offseason. Trade season is upon us. The finals are still going on, but we got some news. The Orlando Magic just received Desmond Bane for Cole Anthony, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, bum, 4 first-round picks. Let me repeat that one more time. 4 first-round picks. And then a pick swap, which is the best from the Suns, Wizards, and Magic in 2029, which is probably the most valuable asset in this entire trade from the Magic's end. But there's no way that Desmond Bane was actually being shopped. There's no way that the Memphis Grizzlies were calling up teams and saying, "Hey, do you wanna think about our boy over here?" No, there's no way that was actually going down. Like it doesn't even make sense to me. Like why the Grizzlies would do this. I get why the Orlando Magic did it. It makes sense. They need a shooter. I've been saying this for the absolute longest. The Orlando Magic is just like the sloppiest play of basketball that I have seen. Like, they literally play basketball as if it's like the 1990s. They literally play like the 2004 Detroit Pistons minus all the phenomenal defense. They have Paolo Banchero, who's look, he's inefficient. He's one of the most inefficient players in the league when it comes to star value and stars being inefficient. But I get it though, because who's he gonna pass the ball out to? They needed to do this trade. There's nobody on the Orlando Magic, but you can count on making a 3-point shot in the Big 25. Your team cannot be like that. And I'm glad that they were able to get a guy like Desmond Bane, because ever since he's come into the league, what's he been doing? Knocking down threes. It only makes sense for them to do this trade. But at the same time, they did give up 4 first-round picks. Now, here's the thing. Everybody's been overreacting about, oh my gosh, bro, they gave up 4 first-round picks. Who is Desmond Bane? Luka only got 1. Look, first of all, Nico Harrison's an idiot, so you can't even make that the standard for what a trade should look like. But Mikal Bridges and the Knicks giving up 5 first-round picks was just insane. And I think that somewhat set the precedent of what a good, not great player is worth now in this league. Because when you look at a guy like Mikal Bridges, what is he? Probably like a top 40 player in the NBA. Desmond Bane, probably like around like a 35, top 35. They're around the same range when it comes to the good player category. That's where they are. You know, you think of your guys like the Jamal Murrays and stuff like that. It's kind of weird to evaluate their value when it comes to first-round picks. It's like players just get thrown a barrage of them for these type of guys ever since the last few seasons, other than Alex Caruso, which, bro, if you're a Chicago Bulls fan, I don't know what to say, bro. Like, y'all low-key, like, Diddy good. Josh Giddey good. Giddy. But I wholeheartedly meant to say Giddey. I promise. But Alex Caruso definitely was worth at least 1 first-round pick. And then you see Desmond Bane out here getting 4. But overall, what I'm trying to get at here is that these first-round picks are not going to be too crazy. I mean, come on. The Orlando Magic are going to be a good team for at least the next 4 or 5 years at the bare minimum. They have Paolo Banchero. They have Franz Wagner. They have Jalen Suggs. They're going to be a very solid team, especially with the addition of Desmond Bane in the wide-open Eastern Conference, the cakewalk of an Eastern Conference. Especially with Jason Tatum going down, these picks are probably not going to be worth much other than that pick swap in 2029 between the Suns, Wizards, and Magic. The best of is going to go to the Grizzlies. And if you're the Magic, you kind of had to do this trade. Not only because you needed a shooter. Wait, let me just throw out a stat into y'all. This is going to blow your damn mind. The Magic had a 31.8 3-point percentage in the league, which is the second worst in the last decade. In the last decade, bro, since the 2015 Lakers, this is the worst 3-point shooting team the league has ever seen. And that just blows my mind, because how can you even be a playoff team? But that shows you that there's so much ways that this team could improve and could actually be legit title contenders. I think the Magic probably think of themselves as contenders at this point. I mean, think about it. The Cavs were a massive disappointment, and they have been year in and year out. They're the embodiment of Joel Embiid. I've been saying this for the longest. They've been glazed for the past few years, they've never touched the third round. They've never touched a conference finals. And then with Jason Tatum's injury and the Celtics just pretty much being out of the picture for next year, as far as we know, I mean, you can't really book it, but as far as we know, the Celtics are not going to be contending for a championship next year. The East is kind of wide open. You got the Indiana Pacers, who are battling it out and pretty much seem like the best team out East for the next coming season. I mean, they really could go on another final trip, to be real. But you also have another team in the Detroit Pistons, which, I mean, come on, they haven't really proven much. I think they're going to be at that level of where they can be in a conference championship next year. But that's teams you're competing with. And you would rather compete with those teams than have to compete with the teams out West, such as the West is a bloodbath right now. If we're being the West is a bloodbath, and the Magic don't have to deal with that. The East is definitely the easier conference, right? It's very top heavy, and especially with the Boston Celtics being out, it's kind of way more wide open than it has ever been. I personally really like this trade for the Magic. I think that this is gonna make them at least more watchable at the very least, and at the best, I mean, I think there's still a few moves away. They need a lead guard. I know initially they were probably going to try to go for a guy like Darius Garland, but they didn't really have the assets to or weren't willing to give up that much in order to get Garland. They could have gotten a guy like Trae Young, but they got Desmond Bane, which I don't hate because they desperately needed shooting. They still need playmaking. They're one of the worst playmaking teams in the entire league, and they need a lead guard, so I don't think that this team is all but done yet when it comes to offseason moves. I do think they're going to continue to try to make moves, maybe try to get a lead guard. Wendell Carter Jr. is health. You know, that may be a question too. So you might see them try to flip and try to get someone else at the center position. But now we're going to talk about the Memphis Grizzlies side of things. And, bro, I think that this trade, it was kind of like, yeah, we just got asked 4 first-round picks for Desmond Bane, 5 actually. Let's do it, because that's ridiculous. We weren't ever going to trade him. I mean, but now that you mention it, 5 first-round picks kind of sounds pretty nice. They have put themselves in a position now where they have Jaren Jackson Jr., Ja Morant, and you ain't winning nothing out in the West. You got OKC, you got Dallas coming in hot next season, and you got, bro, the West is a bloodbath, and there's no way that this team is even going to be considered a top 5 team. You got the Rockets coming up. Bro, there's no way the Grizzlies are going to be able to compete with these guys, especially with the team that they have right now. They either need to make a move, trade some of their young guys. I mean, they do have good young guys. They got Gigi Jackson. They got Jaylen Wells coming off good seasons. They could try to make a move and pair up and maybe try to get into the Giannis sweepstakes or something like that. I mean, they kind of trade the entire draft capital, so I don't know about that. But they either try to do that and star chase, maybe try to get into KD sweepstakes, something like that. You get what I'm saying? Or what they try to do is just go on a full-on rebuild. I think it's smarter for them to go for more of a retool for the short-term period. They try to get a star, or not even an all-star, maybe just even like a good, competent player to match up with Ja Morant, Jaren Jackson, and just see if they can kind of hang around. And if not, you probably just, I mean, you would prefer not to. It's just a weird position for the Grizzlies to be in, because you don't want to hit a full-on rebuild, but you're not good enough, especially with how good the West has been. OKC looks like they could contend for like the next coming years. Are you really going to make a championship push? It's kind of hard to tell, especially with this trade. I think it was just too good to say no to when it comes to the Memphis Grizzlies end of things. But, man, I think another aspect of this trade that nobody's really talking about is I think the 4 first-round picks, I mean, it makes sense for, Desmond Bane being worth 3. But they also had to pick up KCP's atrocious contract. I mean, KCP was expected to come in and do what basically Desmond Bane is going to be doing now. KCP got fired. He got terminated. He came in as a new intern into the company, basically. He did not do his job. He got bounced. He did not get the return offer. In comes Desmond Bane, fill up the hole. They had to ship him out. He had a terrible contract. He was getting overpaid, and I don't know, he just went to the Magic and forgot how to shoot. Like Markelle Fultz, except he did that in Philly. I still root for Markelle Fultz, though. That's my guy. But that's really it, man. It's kind of hard to tell what the Grizzlies' end of things is going to be. They still have Zach Edey, too. They have a bunch of young guys who I think really do have good trade value. I mean, the only thing is, are they going to make more moves, or are they just going to run it back, which I think would be really stupid for them to run it back. They need to collectively, as a team, decide, all right, are we going to be the team that goes on and tries to go on a championship run and make a big move and shock the league, or are we going to just be competent with being mediocre and just continue to play our games how we've been doing the past few seasons? I think the Grizzlies are going to go through a bit of an identity crisis now. We'll see. We'll figure it out. I mean, John Morant, rumors about him being involved in a trade, that was circulating around a lot. And then with Jaren Jackson Jr., he has a very workable contract when it comes to being able to trade guys. I mean, just throwing it out. I know the Lakers, you know how the Lakers be. They want every single player they possibly can get. But the Lakers are going to be talking about, we're interested. And you're going to see like 10, 15 IG posts about the Lakers being interested. So if they do decide to put their guys on the trading block, they're going to be hot commodities, and we'll just see how it goes. But they got to come up with a decision. But if you're still here, just want to appreciate you. Like, comment, subscribe down below. Let me know what you think about this trade. I mean, it's a shocker. I'm super stoked. We got Game 5 of the NBA Finals tomorrow. I'm going to record a video on that for sure right as soon as it's done. I'm going to see you on the next one. Take care.